Welcome to a praying in color and variation session for our journaling for stress relief. We looked previously at sort of using abstract shapes and then focusing inside the shapes as we drew as a way of praying and focusing a prayer, prayer flags. And today, because I've been spending a lot of time outside and with plants, I thought I would focus on plants today. And so for our praying in color focus and using journaling as a means of prayer, visual prayer. So I'm going to just stick a book underneath here and see if I can get my page to be a little bit more even. What I was thinking with this, and there are probably lots of variations that we could explore, but today I want to explore vines. There were a lot of vines in the patio at my parents' house, the trumpet vine, the creeping hydrangea, I believe, coral honeysuckle, clematis. There's some climbing roses. On my own balcony, I'm trying not to kill a passion flower. So these all come with lots of different interesting leaf shapes as well as the flowers. So where to go with this, right? There's a number of ways you can take it. You can use the vine stem structure itself as a sort of path and guiding path, and maybe starting going in there for me today. I'm gonna I feel like I need to start here. So, and I'm just using a 0.5 micron, and I think it's actually blue, not black. I can't, it looks blue, but either way. So I'm going to find the path. And for me, when I'm drawing vines, I want there to be a little bit of flow. Hello, neighbor dog. And I want the vine to sort of thin and thicken as I go. So just sort of letting that happen. And to go behind, so the vine's coming around behind, I finished the form of it, the shape of it, right? And now I'm going to come behind to continue. So every time I want to loop under, I'm going to stop and put that there. And I'm just sort of feeling where I want to climb. And maybe this is an opportunity for some breathing and centering. Now, if I want a vine to, so these were vines going under where the stem turns and goes behind. And if I want it to come in front, I'm going to need to put that in as a little bridge. And then, oops, continue. And I'm just thinking vines twist, they turn. They're going to go around each other. When I'm training that passion flower on my balcony, I'm sending it through itself, doubling back over, again, because I'm not trying to do a botanical illustration, I'm not going to worry too much about the exact botany here. This is just a moment to send some flow. Now, if I were wanting to do larger shaped leaves, I'm going to be limited right now to larger shapes on the outside because of the way I've sent my vine. And I'm going to be having a lot more smaller shaped leaves. A little bit tangly, a little bit dancy. So you could choose to be consistent and use one leaf shape for all of your prayer focuses, or you could choose a different leaf shape for each one, making them stand out from each other. That's going to have to be a personal decision. So just on this side here, I'm going to make just sort of a little menu of suggestions for leaves. So basic leaf that can go in different directions, right? It's like an oval football. And I can turn it in many different ways. Hello, Wren, visiting the patio. Round. My lavender is very long and narrow. Right? The passion flower vine has this sort of almost like a hand. It's got about 5 fingers. If you're going to write the name of a person or a concern or a praise or a gratitude inside, you may not want to put the veining that would go. Serrated edges of a leaf. Sort of that lily shape, lily pad shape. Just a couple thoughts there. And then as you're going through and adding them on, I would be thinking about what kind of colors. This is a permanent waterproof pen, so I could go back over top and work with watercolor. If I didn't want to work with wet materials, I could go in with my colored pencils, with a crayon, with my regular markers to add some color to each leaf. If I felt like I wasn't ready to go into a prayer time, but I wanted to continue to focus myself, just using my colored pencil and starting to add some color to the vine. And maybe I do the entire vine before I'm ready to start adding leaves. And maybe I get through a portion of the vine and I'm ready to start adding leaves. And then how many leaves and how much time you're going to take with each one is really a personal decision. You know, you're going to and maybe I don't know exactly what I want to put in them yet, but I want to start to explore leaves, and so they could be unspoken prayers at this point. So to bend a leaf as if it's bending down, I make that oval shape and put a triangle there at the end of it. Are there requests that maybe prayers that overlap or touch and are connected? So this might be something if you have plants in your home, a balcony, a garden, perhaps you want to do this journal page, this prayer time out in the garden with your plants around you, and having that close connection with them. And maybe you want to write your prayer in the leaf, and then afterwards you want to go over it with your colored pencils, and so that the words are slightly obscured, and it's the act of the prayer that you're in your marks, rather than having a finished work where you can read everything. So I encourage you to spend some time looking at the plants around you. Take a walk first, maybe collect a couple leaves that inspire you, and look at some stems and how they're growing, and think about where you are when you're sitting down. Are you in a twisty turny? Are you in a very organized vine that's climbing the wall or the trellis? What is going to help you in making your prayer full leaves today? So enjoy, and we'll see you next time.